Yo, we're live. Hello, people of YouTube, and hello, people of Instagram. I've got both of you guys up. How's everyone doing? West Sussex has been absolutely scorching today, and your boy is sweating. But welcome to another Wednesday night crafty Q&A, bros. Let's wait for a few people to join in. Every Wednesday, I just talk about a shop and take questions. So I will answer whatever question you've got to throw at me. Should probably only go on for about half an hour to an hour today because I'm fucking roasting, bro. How's everyone doing then? Who's in? We got Lyle Watson's back. Evan Hughes Art is back. Crouchart joined. Yes. Davis Rings. Welcome. By Watson. Ismail Woodshop. Safe, guys. Got a few people over there on Instagram. I just seen that Hazel popped their head in. How are you doing, Hazel? Not many on YouTube, though. I mean, honestly, today has been so hot in the UK, I would imagine that not many people are even around for this. So it might be a waste of time. Maybe I'm just talking to dead air. Who knows? If you're out there, whether you're on Instagram or you're on YouTube, say a little hello to me in the chat. Say hello from wherever you are from. Please, just let me know someone's there. All right. So yeah, guys, just a Wednesday night crafty Q&A session, really. Get started probably in a couple of minutes. So if you have any questions whatsoever, that can be about making rings. It can be about running your Etsy shop. Yes, Phil. Yes, Crouchart from Texas. Banging. Yeah, you can ask me anything about Etsy, marketing, your work, selling your handmade stuff. Hey, Jennifer on YouTube. Just ask me any question you want, really. We got Ismail Woodshop, from Santa Cruz Mountains. Banging. And Ting Itra from Norway. Oh, I was so planning on going to Norway this summer. Lila is from South Africa. Oh my word. Dude, we got some people, but at least we've got some people then over on Instagram. Not much is going on YouTube. I imagine that everyone's out enjoying the weather, really. So I think that you guys, you're all from the other side of the world. So it's probably the early afternoon or early morning for you guys. So I hope that you're cracking on in your workshops and making some stuff. Simple Jack, how you doing, bro? Who's that? I can't say it. Ajamai Gravib. Hey, dude. Noah Brightwiser. How do you hold your ring when doing the inside? Oh, yeah, baby. So, Noah, what I recommend for if you're like sanding or polishing the inside of rings is to use a inside ring polishing jig, which you can either make with like a rubber crutch ferrule. You can buy rubber crutch ferrules on eBay or Amazon for a few bucks, and then you just get an M6 screw and a bolt, and you drill a hole through it, stick the bolt in, and tighten them all up, and that's normally pretty good enough. Or one of my students actually sells them on Etsy, so you can just buy a set on Etsy, and their shop is called Thornhill Woodworks. What you can do is, if you want to sorry, I'm writing it out. I can't remember. He spells it in a funny way. Or if you're on Instagram, Bentwood Ring Supplies. It's literally that's their name, at Bentwood Ring Supplies, and they will sell you a cool little ring holder onto jig so you don't rip your fingers off on the lathe. Hope that helped, Noah. Oh, Tainted Daisies from up the road in Surrey. Straight out of Surrey. Banging. Well, I hope it's been lovely and warm up there. It has been so brutally hot today in the workshop. I was forced to take a break in the early morning and go paddle boarding at about 10 o'clock. And then I was also forced at 1 o'clock to go and eat my lunch on the beach. You know, I had to. I just had to do that. So yeah, cool. Send me some questions, please. I would like to answer some questions today. Rick the Scale Rings, how you doing, bro? I hope you're working hard, making them rings, keeping the business going. Anyone on YouTube got any questions? Ask me about selling your work. Ask me about setting up your Etsy shop, social media stuff, shit in the workshop. You want to know some stuff in the workshop? I can talk to you all day about stuff in the workshop. Oh, Lila's stuck in lockdown in South Africa. Got it, man. Daisy said it's been great weather, but skewed my foot with a nail whilst pulling down a shed ready for workshop. Holy shit. Holy shit. Daisy, that sounds so gnarly. Well, I hope that you recover soon. God damn. That sounds brutal. Right. Let's have a look. Simple Jack asked on YouTube, thoughts on Shopify versus Etsy. Etsy is really good because they have like an inbuilt audience already there. You know, you can just set up your shop and tap into the audience that's already there and attract customers that way. But Shopify gives you a bit more freedom, and you can sell whatever you want on there, and you can advertise it kind of off your own back and have a lot more control. Honestly, my tactic going forward is I'm going to build a Shopify website where I will drive all of my own traffic to, but I'll also have Etsy set up just in the background just for like the search engine optimization traffic, and they also do like their own promotions as well. So I think it's worth having both if you're a handmade seller. Well, we got some things coming in on Instagram. Boop, 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 boop. Key advice for a beginner ring maker. Ismail Woodshop. I've got a bunch of YouTube videos, or if you click the link in my bio, or you guys on YouTube, there's a link in the description. If you're thinking about getting started with like wooden ring making, then I've got a free guide. Go and download the guide. I'll send it over, like it gets sent over automatically, and then you'll also be subscribed to my newsletter, or I can send you free stuff and information about my courses and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'd recommend, Ismail, is check out my YouTube channel or download that free PDF guide. Nice little way to remind me to do a plug. Yeah, Rick the Scale Rings is indeed working on a core right now. Right. Callisto Zenda, how does one acquire the tools to set up a workshop during shutdown? Also for barter or low price? To be honest, I haven't seen any kind of restrictions on buying tools. Just yesterday, actually, I bought a Fordon pendant motor. So everything here in the UK seems to be open, and also in America as well. I've had some supplies from America. So, I mean, you know, if you're looking to kind of buy full price, should be no problem. If you're doing like, you know, buying stuff from friends or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, then I would be very mindful of the lockdown and social distancing. Don't really know what to say, man, but yeah, just search for good deals online, bro. Just don't buy it cheap. Don't buy cheap tools. That's the thing that I've learned from all these years of business. You buy it cheap, you buy it twice. Hope that helps, man. Right. Oh, poor tainted Daisy, man. Was nailed through the foot. That's brutal. Okay, Nitram6547. How do you get on your courses and what does it entail? Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, I've got a course called Next Level Wooden Rings. It's entirely online. There's a link in the description of my YouTube video, so you just expand the description box and you should find it there. Or if you're on Instagram, you can go into my bio, click on the link, and you'll find the link to the course. Basically, it covers like 10 online modules. You get instant access straight away, and it will take you through everything from like learning how to make beginner wooden rings right the way up to God mode. And I've been adding lessons sort of on a weekly to bi-weekly basis, So you'll learn everything from wood inlays, metal inlays, stone inlays, how to work with metal ring cores. There's even a few little bonus lessons about how to make your own ring cores out of silver. And also then there's a Facebook group, which you can only join if you're a member of the course, where everyone's kind of really interactive and sort of everyone supports each other. And of course, there's some more stuff being added. So if you're interested in the course, then you can either download my free email guide and you'll get some information about it, or you can just go and check out the course page through one of the links, either in the description or in my bio. Thank you for asking that, by the way. That's a good plug. Right, I've got Tainted Daisy down here on YouTube, and I'll come to you guys on Instagram in a second. Tainted Daisy asked, any thoughts on New Monday? Yes, they asked me to join New Monday when they first brought it out. I'll be honest, I wasn't too keen right away, just because my attention is so focused on, on driving my traffic to Etsy. So I didn't kind of want to split the traffic out. In my opinion, I think you should only really concentrate on driving traffic to one source. It's just easier for your customers. I mean, don't do what I've done because really I'm not doing it in the best way, because I've got a few different products. I've got like my online course stuff for the ring makers. Then I've got like products that I sell to like, ring clients and customers. So it's all a bit confusing. If I was just selling rings, I would just send them to one shop. And ideally, in an ideal world, I would say that would be like a Shopify store and then have Etsy on the side just for search engine traffic. So yeah, I don't know, like New Monday, they've been giving it a big one about being the UK's equivalent of Etsy, but I just can't see how they're gonna, have the same amount of traffic, or you'd make the same amount of money on that platform. But it might be worth a try. It might be, it might be less competition there. I don't know. But yeah, I would just stick with Etsy and Shopify, really. Okay, Instagram. Right, Crouch Art. How do you get thin enough veneer? I've tried bandsaw with results. Just buy veneer, bro. Just go on to Amazon or eBay, or search on Google for wood veneer suppliers or marquetry suppliers, in your country. And, businesses want you to find their shit to buy. If you search for something online, chances are that the businesses that sell them have gone to, great lengths to make sure that they show up within like the first few results on Google. So I'd recommend, this applies to everything. Like I get asked all the time, like, where do you get this? Where do you buy this? How do you buy this? Just fucking Google it, man. It's easy enough. Yeah, I mean, it's hard with a bandsaw to saw down a piece of wood, and then you have to like sand it down so it's like 0.5 mil thick. But all that effort, you could just buy some sheets of veneer for like $20. That's what I'd recommend, man. All right. Callisto Zenda. My neighbor is a ring maker. How do you figure out a good price point? Callisto, I've got a video on my YouTube all about how to price handmade products. I'd suggest giving that a watch, because that will be really, really helpful. Yeah, Rick the Scales Rings agrees. Shopify versus Etsy is apples and oranges. It is, actually, yeah. It's, there are pros and cons of both. Right. Where can I buy single sheets of veneer wood? Or from Logan. eBay or Amazon. Nitrum6547. How do you get round the problem of ring sizes for customers when they don't know their size? Well, before lockdown, I would tell them to go to a jewelry shop. Like if you're in America, like most like Walmarts have jewelries, or small jewelers. Small jewelers are normally more than happy to help customers out find their ring size. Even if they charge like a couple of quid, but most of them will do it for free. What I've been doing now, and what I recommend to anyone who's like making and selling rings, is I just send out like a little set of ring sizing gauges. Hang on. I'll send them out. I just bought a bunch of these. They're only like a couple of quid each. I just bought like a load of these, and when a customer gets in touch and they don't know the ring size, I'll send them out one of these, and then I'll also make them up like when they confirm the size, I'll make them like a little mock-up ring like this, which is just like a simple bent wood ring. But depending on what you're doing, you can make that out of, I don't know, aluminium or like some kind of acrylic or whatever you wanted. So yeah, I send them a ring size in gauges, and then send them like an actual mock-up of the size of the ring in the width of the ring that they've ordered. And 99.9% of the time, that's perfect. I mean, it takes a little bit of a longer process for all that to happen. But yeah, I mean, it's cut down massively on people ordering the wrong size. In fact, just today, someone ordered a size 14 ring off me, like a size 14 8mm wooden bentwood ring. And I just know from experience that most of the time, large sizes, like a 14 or 15, they've measured their finger wrong. So I sent her a message, and I was like, yo, I'm going to send you out a mock-up, and I'm going to send you some of those ring gauges. And lo and behold, it turned out that actually the customer was a size 11, not a size 14. So it's a good job we sent out the mock-ups. Right, I'm pretty sure I just missed some stuff on Instagram. How can I contact with you directly? WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp. You'd have to email me or drop into my DMs on Instagram. Callista Zendo, would you consider wood rings without metallic or titanium add-on as compostable? I really am looking into a compostable options for the ring I'll have buried with me. Oh, that's a good question. I mean, probably not if you're using like a finish like UV resin or CA glue finish, because that is essentially like coating the ring in an acrylic, and obviously plastics are not compostable. But I mean, if it's just a wooden ring with like a carnauba wax or an oil finish, then fuck yeah, it'll be compostable. It's just wood, isn't it? All right, down here, I'm getting a bit carried away over here. You guys are coming in thick and fast. All right. Take the Daisy. What are the best types of wood veneer to work with, e.g. burr, walnut, cherry? Walnut and cherry wood are really nice to work with for a beginner. They're very pliable. They've got like nice tight grains. As long as the wood veneer is about 0.5 to 0.6 mil thick, you'll have no problem with cherry wood, walnut, maple, sycamore. I think like pear wood. I've used like tineo. Most of like the woods with like, if the grain is kind of tight together and there's no like, you know, crazy wavy patterns in it, that's generally the easiest woods to work with. I mean, best types of wood, you know, if you're looking for like decorative purposes, any of your, like your rosewoods, ebonies, walnut burl, or any sort of burl really is like really nice and decorative. It depends really on what you mean by best. Like easiest would be like those simple woods I mentioned, but best, the more exotic and decorative the better really, as long as like it's sourced ethically. You know what I mean? You don't want anyone chopping down the rainforest to make nice rings. Ian McCarran, hey man, why is it that my veneer keeps splitting? Are there certain veneers to use or stay away from? Some veneers are just splitty. They just like splitting. I'd say like I have battles all the time with like veneers like Paduk, Wenge, you know, any of your ebonies, lots of rosewoods. They can split. It's a thing that happens. Yeah, I don't know. There's multiple reasons why that can happen. I mean, you'd have to tell me about your process really for me to understand more. But generally, if you sand it down, you know, the sort of thickness of the veneer is like 0.5, 0.6 mil. And then you give it a good soaking for like a few hours, and it doesn't have to be warm water. Cold water will do for the most part. Or for particularly stubborn wood, sometimes I use like a you know, hot water, and I'll like keep them in the hot water for an hour, and then You know, it depends on how much you're wrapping it. If you're going from just like a straight piece of veneer to then trying to wrap it down to a size 5 straight away, obviously it's going to split. So kind of wrap it down in stages. So start out by wrapping it around a Coke can, secure it in place with a bit of masking tape, and then after like half an hour, take it off the Coke can and move on to a deodorant can, wrap it up with a bit of masking tape, and then half an hour later, move on to like a wide socket or something round, and just keep on gradually trying to, you know, wrap it down to the size that you need. Hope that helps, man. Follow-on question. Each time I have bought the veneer, they are never labelled. Any resources on identifying veneers? Yes, in the next level wooden ring course, all that is covered. And I did actually make a wood veneer identification resource for the students as well. Unfortunately, like, I can't find a way to send that out to people for free because it's like 5 or 6 gigabytes. The file is huge. So yeah, you'd have to join the course for that. Or you could go to, there's like a website called the wooddatabase.com, and yeah, they've got like a lot of pictures of different woods on there, so it might be worth checking that out. I hope that helps. Right, what have I missed on Instagram? Who's up on Instagram? My signal isn't good. I hope I can rewatch this later. Yeah, Horsebox Creations, if you're out there, this will be on YouTube to playback. Multi-sizing might be a possibility, I don't know, but can you tell us the symptoms of vibration white finger from Tyrannosaurus Dad? Yeah, it makes your bell end go brown. Get me every time. Son of a bitch. Dawn Fring No One says, I love your dreads. Cheers, Dawn. I love your comment. Right. Cool. Right, I think we're all caught up. I'll tell you what, sneak peek. Don't tell my girlfriend about this, but it's my girlfriend's birthday this weekend. And so I filmed a YouTube video where I made this. Well, I'll show you guys on Instagram. I made this sterling silver ring with a piece of sea glass. And the sea glass comes from a city called Cadiz in Spain. And that's basically where we kind of first got together, where we had our first kiss. So I actually filmed the YouTube video of making this. And I mean, it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough and ready, but I like the rustic kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not making excuses for being just a bit shit at silversmithing, but like, it's a bit beaten up and it's a bit rough, which kind of fits the aesthetic of it all. So hopefully I'll have that video out next week because it's quite an interesting little build. And it's super cute, man. It's like a really nice little ring. It's definitely a statement piece. Look at it, massive. But I haven't seen many people like making tutorials now to use sea glass in jewellery on YouTube. So I thought that'd be interesting. Do you think that'd be nice? Yeah, it is romantic, isn't it, Dawn? Yeah. So, you know, hopefully she likes it. I also give her like £350 towards a paddle board as well. So, she better be happy. I almost guarantee that that's not going to be good enough as well. You didn't buy me enough for my birthday. Hey, cheers, Richter Scale Rings, for telling me that ring is fantastic. If you had a closer look, you'd be like, oh, bro, you need to work on your soldering skills. But, yeah, again, like, one thing that I wanted to kind of, the main lesson I want from this ring video that I'm bringing out is, like, a lot of people, you know, they never even start crafting because they kind of get bogged down in like wanting to be perfect all the time. Whereas sometimes it's just really nice just to, you know, get your tools out, just try and make something just for the sheer enjoyment of making it, or just to show someone that you care about them, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes like a handmade product, even if it's a little bit rough around the edges and a little bit shit, that's almost like, it's handmade, isn't it? That's the appeal of a handmade product. Lyle said, I'm getting some solid stone cylinders from a friend. Like a few different sodalite, Picasso and Verdite. Any advice on machining them instead of crushing them? I'll be honest, Lyle, I don't have any experience really with lapidary. You'd have to speak to a lapidator, like someone who, or I think they're actually called a lapidary. I think the art is called lapidary, and the people who do it are called lapidary as well. But yeah, like it's all like diamond tipped tools, and you know, big like cutting discs made out of diamond with water splashing around everywhere. So yeah, it's not really something I have a lot of experience in. I've got a guy over in Port Slade who, if I need like custom stones cut, I normally get that guy to do it. They're called Brighton Gemstones, I think. I'm not sure what their Instagram handle is. But yeah, honestly, no advice on machining stones. Sorry, dude. Alright. Kyle Salvador down on YouTube. Greetings from Texas. Yeah, man. Any tips on how to keep my CA glue finish from whitening after hitting them with activator? Oh, activator spray is such a... CA finish is really tricky, man. It really is. I use an aerosol activator. And to be honest, it's like it's a fine art. You're gonna have to figure it out, sort of like the way that works for you. There's different strokes for different folks. I cover this really extensively in the Next Level Wooden Rings course. You know, I've got like 2 or 3 videos all about it. But the gist of it is, I use an aerosol activator spray, and I just like, there's people who like, you know, they'll hold down the spray for like ages, whereas you just literally need like a little like a little fart cloud, just like a little puff, like 1 or 2 little puffs, is generally enough to just give the ring like a light misting. So I like to hold the can away from the actual ring. Like I do it like properly, like an arm's width away, like that, like really far away, as if I'm like drawing a bow. And that's when I'll do like a few little puffs of the spray. So I mean, it might just be that the brand of activator spray is not working with your brand of super glue. So I normally tell people to get like the same brand of activator as the super glue they use if you can. I don't know, man. It depends. There's a lot that could be going on. It might be that there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere around where you're doing your work. It might be that you're breathing on the work and the moisture from your breath. Just have to figure it out, bro. Man, in the course, like I've covered that so extensively and covered like loads of like videos about how to like correct mistakes that happen as well. So yeah, if you're interested and you really want to go deep on that, then yeah, check out the Next Level Wooden Rings course. Links in the description on my bio. Alright, Simon's Fine Jewelry. After a few promotions on Facebook, I noticed a lot of people, women, asking for free rings or earrings which I make. Some of them are really annoying. Your thoughts on free stuff? Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them, man. Do you know what, actually, like, I wanted to run this by you guys, actually, because somebody actually really pissed me off the other day on Etsy. Like, someone properly triggered me, and I can't figure out why I'm got so annoyed about it. So I wondered if I can ask your guys' opinion. With regards to the people asking for free stuff, don't give them free stuff unless they've got, like, 1 million followers and they're going to give you a shout-out. Otherwise, like, I have people like, oh, I've got 1,000 followers. They're like, oh, well, that's fucking cute. I'm not giving you some free shit. Do one. You can buy my stuff. Anyway, this person triggered me on Etsy, okay? So I get this message through. And he was like, oh, hey, brother, can you give me a quote for like this gold wedding ring? Here's the design I'm looking for. I need it to be this wide. I'm not sure the size, but can you like give me a quote like of a rough price? So I was like, yeah, sure thing, man. So I went and priced it all up, and I came back to the guy with a price. And then the next email I get back from the guy, he's like, oh yeah, so for this client that we're working with, we've also designed them this other ring that we're getting made. And we'd like to do like a cross promotion where we're featured in one of your YouTube videos, and then we'll boost your thing on Facebook. And I was just like, what? Like, I got so annoyed, right? And I can't really quite explain why, because I quoted my price and the guy was going to pay me the price that I quoted. So I was getting the right amount of money. He wasn't necessarily ripping me off or trying to get a cheaper deal. I think what annoyed me was that, you know, I don't run a wholesaling or a drop shipping business. Like, the price I give you is like a fair price to me and the customer and the market. And I think it just annoyed me a little bit knowing that this person was going to take the price that I gave them, put their own markup on there, normally like, you know, 25 to 50%, and then essentially they would be getting paid from this poor customer, and they'd be getting like, you know, I mean, what have they done for the money? They've essentially just sent a few emails back and forth to a few people, and then they're going to get like a few £100 for my work. And especially if then they're going to turn around and repackage the work that I've made into their own branding and kind of put it on their own website as like their own brand. What do you guys think about that? Like, I was like really quite annoyed about it, to be honest with you. I was like, I know that there's a few jewelry businesses that kind of do a similar thing, but all the ones that I know, you know, they've got their own in-house workshops. They do things themselves, or, you know, they might get like certain bits of the rings made like 3D printed in other places. But I've never seen someone like get a price from a craftsman on one platform and then turn around and go like, oh yeah, he's told me it's £600, but you know, just tell the customer it is £800. And surprise, surprise, the customer didn't even go for the sale anyway, because I imagine that the price that they quoted was, you know, ridiculously expensive. Should I have been annoyed? Would you have been annoyed? Would you have gone for it? I mean, you know, they might have more work on for me in the future. You know, I was getting paid full price from my end, but I just think it's a little bit of a rip-off from the customer's end, and I just don't like dealing with middlemen. So what do you guys think? I'm interested to know. Benjamin Gorham, I came across some rings being sold as waterproof. I have yet to find a finish that is waterproof on bentwood rings. Water resistant maybe, but not waterproof. What are your thoughts on this? Difficult one. I mean, I use CA glue finish, and I've worn bentwood rings like in the ocean or the swimming pools, or, you know, fucking around in lakes with no damage. But I would imagine that, you know, if you were to submerge them in water for a prolonged period of time, then, you know, something might happen where the finish gets damaged or something. So I don't know. CA glue finish is pretty goddamn water resistant, but I don't know. I wouldn't really say that they're waterproof, because, you know, you could chip a bit of the finish off and then it gets fucked up. Hang on, I need some coffee. Whew. This is a good one tonight, guys. I'm really enjoying this. I didn't think that anyone would be here because it's so warm. But yeah, cheers for turning up and for, you know, asking me questions. Sick. All right. Simon's Jewelry. Yeah, Simon's asked about the free stuff. Don't give him no free stuff. Fuck him. Frank F, would it be possible to upload the wood identification file to something like Dropbox and send out a link? I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I'll try and find a way, because I think it'd be a cool little thing to send out to my email list every now and again. But yeah, it would be. I think it'd be useful. Some people would find use in it. But again, it's like, you know, it's for the customers. It's for like my students of the course. So I mean, if you want all the premium content, then, you know, there is an option for that. But you have to join the course, which I realise isn't cheaper for everyone. But, you know, I think Frank F, I think you are already a student, so that's good news. Kyle, you are the man. Thanks for that advice. Like you said, not a finish for the faint of heart. No, fuck me. So, CA glue finish is a son of a bitch, bro. It takes ages to learn. And Kyle, if you have trouble with CA glue, just try UV resin. It's much easier, longer to apply, but the Illumi UV is really good. All right. Ty Bundy, first time in live chat in the US, started watching about 6 months ago. You're an inspiration, my dude. Oh, thank you very much, Ty. Really appreciate that, man. Ian, the Etsy customers, that is, although you would still get the money, you would lose all the credit and your unique skill and craftsmanship. Yeah, I'm glad that Ian agrees with me on what I mentioned earlier on about those people, kind of middlemen in my work. I'm not too up for it, to be honest with you. Lucky ass. Bro, I love Colombian coffee. Here is one for you. Fight Arnold or never be able to make rings again. Oh. I've seen a video of someone flying kicking Arnold in the back and he didn't even budge. He wasn't even fazed by it. I think that, I don't know. Oh, it's a difficult one. Fuck it, I'd fight him. But as long as we were both drunk. Alright. Okay, sorry I haven't been around for the quiz and stuff. I have a lot going on. Oh man, don't worry, bro. The quizzes have been ticking along. If you guys haven't, noticed yet, I've been doing this online charity pub quiz like every weekend for like the last 8 weeks. And last weekend's one was fucking crazy. There was like 62 teams from all over the world. And we've raised that like £905 now for NHS workers. So yeah, it's amazing. Like I'm only going to do 2 more. So there's one this Saturday night live on the YouTube channel. And then there's going to be one on the last weekend of May. And then I'm going to take a little bit of time off from doing the quiz because I want to concentrate on creating YouTube content and adding more content to the course to kind of, make sure the students are kicking ass. Alright, Ian said, I have made some rings but think some are shit. Can I show you for some feedback? I get that quite a lot, Ian. I mean, you're more than welcome to send me photos of your rings by Instagram. But, don't listen to what I say. Listen to what your customers say. And, I mean, I made this and I think it's shit. But, hopefully my girlfriend who I gifted to will think it's amazing and love it. So, I mean, go off the feedback of the people you give the rings to is what I recommend. Phil Warwick, quote them a salary instead, like a retainer. I'm not up for it, man, to be honest. Richter Scales Rings said about the Middlemen guy. Seems shady, honestly. He wasn't very upfront about what's going on. The customer may well have been led to believe that the work was their own. Yeah, exactly. I just think it's super shady. I've sewn a CA finished wood in a tumbler for hours, soaking wet the whole time. All good. I call them waterproof personally. So Richter Scale Rings has thrown a CA glue finished ring in a tumbler for hours with, well, I'm presuming no bad results. So, man, that's amazing. CA glue finish for the win. Right, who's this? Oh, yes, Noel. When all the Rona is over and done with, would there be a chance that Blind by One might make a return? Noel, I've been doing Blind by One every weekend, bro. For those of you who don't know what Blind by One is, it's a highly irresponsible drinking game where me and 3 of my friends nearly died. Where basically you just have to start at any time during the night and then you just say, blind by 1, and you have to get blind by 1 a.m. Don't recommend it. We all nearly died. That's British irresponsible drinking at its best for you. Right. Oh, no, I need to get in touch actually soon, bro, because I'd quite like one of Maz's jellyfish planters. They look sick. Alright, what have we got on YouTube? I've been reading honestly a lot during these times. I have to say you are looking well. It's nice to see people comfortable and relaxed. You remind me of myself. Tank tops and skill. Nice one, bro. Thank you, man. I think I've caught the sun a little bit, so I'm looking to look pretty nice. And I've been doing my pull-ups, so my arms are looking quite chunky. Thank you very much, sir. I'll take it. When using a mandrel on the lathe for cleanup, how do you secure the ring properly? It seems they slip out of place, or have a crack from pressure as I try to sand and finish. Ty, it depends what type of mandrel you're talking about. Are you talking about one of the steel expandable mandrels? Or like just like a wooden mandrel? I normally find like if I'm just, polishing CA finish on a wooden ring, on my wood lathe with just like a wood mandrel, I can kind of stick them on and the friction just leaves them there. But I mean, if you're talking about like machining rings on a metal lathe, then yeah, you're going to want like one of those expanding mandrels or the ringsupplies.com Unimandrel. A wooden mandrel I turned myself. Yeah, I really haven't had any problems with them, to be honest, Ty. Yeah, I don't know. They just seem to kind of stick on there. All right. Just the obvious scratch from the rocks. Yeah, so Richter scale rings telling us about his results of chucking a CA glued finished ring in a jewelry tumbler. Says scratches from the rocks, but no noticeable damage other than that. That's amazing. All right. Ty said keep practicing. Yeah, keep practicing, Ty. It's hard work. And it depends what sort of cleanup you're doing as well. Like, I don't really use the wood lathe for doing any sort of shaping on my wooden rings. Literally, it's kind of all done by hand with sandpaper. And I don't really, you notice from my YouTube channel, I don't actually turn any solid wood rings either. So, you know, I'm not sure if we're talking about bent wood rings there, or if you're talking about like rings with a solid blocks of wood. This has been a wicked little Q&A this week, guys. I've been really enjoying it. Thank you so much for like everyone who turns up to these and, you know, keeps me chatting with questions. I haven't really sort of had a chance to play with this kind of format too much yet on YouTube. But there's a little idea kicking around of the way that I can kind of turn this into sort of like a weekly maker show, where like on the YouTube, you know, I can bring up like, you know, cool little videos that people have uploaded onto YouTube, or give shout outs to kind of makers who've inspired me or have been putting out amazing work. And then of course I do the Q&As and maybe do like live Etsy shop critiques and stuff like that. So bear with me, because I reckon like I'll get this quiz done out of the way, and I'll have a little bit more time to kind of figure out like a cool little way to make this into a show, because I reckon it's wicked. I enjoy it so much, and it's really cool to actually like connect with you guys. What do you think about that? Like a weekly maker show, a crafty Wednesday night Q&A maker show, giving shout outs to all the legends out there, like Richter Scale Rings. If you don't follow Richter Scale Rings on Instagram, then do it, because he is an absolute boss man at making really interesting jewelry designs. So it's RICHTER scale as in SCAALE rings. Richter Scale Rings. Fucking amazing work, man. Well, I think that we're coming to an end now. It seems that everyone has sort of finished up with their questions. I hope I've helped a few people. I'm going to keep these coming. I think they help people. You know what I mean? Some people seem to enjoy it. Some people think it's probably quite boring, which I can imagine it is, watching someone sit down for 45 minutes and talking. It's not my usual type of content, but I really enjoy it, and it's cool to actually like connect with you guys, especially in isolation, because I don't get to hang out with people in real life. Decorative Surfaces 1, no, you're not coming in my live video. If you want to be in my live video, you're going to have to speak to me beforehand. Have you thought about, or do you use Twitch to stream live while making? Phil, I've considered it. I'm not. Is there a big audience for that kind of thing on Twitch? I think it could be interesting. I'd need to figure out a bit of the tech stuff. I think I'd need to have some kind of like camera that will kind of connect directly into like my laptop or something, because like live streaming is tricky. There's a lot of shit going on a live stream, and you need like a really good like upload speed. So I'll have a look into it. It's worth looking into, especially because it's quite as far as I know, like an untapped platform for like us maker folk. So I don't know. I thought it was all just for teenagers playing Fortnite. Interesting, Phil. Yeah, I'll have a look into that, bro. Yo, wicked one, guys. I think we'll wrap this up now. I want to go and have some food. I tried doing a lower body workout earlier in the sun and it absolutely wrecked me, and now I'm starving. So listen, if you want to get into ring making and you're not already subscribed to my email list, then there is a link in the YouTube bio. A link in my bio on Instagram to a free little guide for making bentwood rings. Or you can just open up the description of the video in YouTube and you'll find like links to get my free guide or the course. Look out for my sea glass ring video that I'm dropping next week, hopefully. I've got a cool little tutorial to film in the next 2 days about how to do horsehair inlays for the next level wooden ring students. So that's going to be absolutely sick. And of course, if you're around on the weekend and you're thinking, I want to have a raucous Saturday night, then join me on the live charity pub quiz, bros. I'll be on at 8 o'clock on my YouTube channel, UK time. Expect memes, stupid hats, trivia, and hopefully we'll have a good amount of teams playing this week. Last week we had fucking 60 teams. That's like well over 100 people, and we've raised over £900. So I just want to get to over £1,000 by the end of the month. So if you're up for it, I'll see you on Saturday night. All right, one last question then before I go. Will diamond files scratch ceramic ring blanks? I don't know. Shall we try? I'll give it a try for you live. Hang on. Give me a second. I've got a diamond file. I've got a ceramic ring blank. Yes. Yes, they will. I think that's ceramic. It looks like ceramic, but it might be some kind of like coated thing. But yeah, I think it did. I think it did scratch it. Worth experimenting with. Rick the Scale Ring said probably will as well. Diamonds are pretty hard, bro. Anyway, nice one, guys. Enjoy your evening. Thank you very much. I'll see you next Wednesday for another one of these crafty Q&As. And I'll try and make it I'll spice it up a little bit for you next week, hopefully. All right. Sick. Nice one. See you guys later. Everyone go and check out Rick the Scale Rings. He's the boss. Safe. All right. Send those guys. Nice one, YouTube. It's been awesome to have you guys. Be safe and enjoy the sunshine.